I had a philosophy of not associating with political parties. That gives me the freedom to examine candidates and make my decision based on their performance. Because I can't fit in government. That's what my family people tell me, because I always like to vote straight like a needle. So, but I'm impressed that we have somebody that we can have faith in. And I have been calling Liberia, not only for this election, but for the previous election. We're looking for redemption for Liberia. Liberia is not doomed. And Liberians are smart people. And just like you said, when you see somebody who can, I always tell people Liberia needs a dictator that loves the country. If you can sit there and say this must be done because this is good for the country, if you love the country, you always make the right decision for the country. That's the kind of thing we need to build Liberia. So I've been calling Liberia and I've been talking to people about comments that I never met, that I don't know, but my association with ANC in the past and the path they had taken when they were growing, when they were organizing, going to people's homes and having meetings and just discussing, getting somebody to come and talk. They have a conference, they take notes on how you're going to develop the health sector, how you're going to develop the educational sector. These are the things we look forward for Liberia. So I'm very glad that my friend, my brother, my schoolmate invited me here today to come and meet you. And my big question I have is, what are we doing to capture those people? I mean, the majority of the people are the grassroots. What are we doing? And my question may sound ignorant for some people who already know what's going on, but the only way we can win this election is to go down to the grassroots. The only way we can win this election is to make sure that we don't have splinter parties all over the place. Because the incumbent is the incumbent. He already has his record, he already has his base, and it's not easy to rule out an incumbent. So what are we doing to reach down to these people? When you talk to the people in Liberia, I'm telling you, I got 5 of my many children there. And when you talk to them and their friends, they ask you questions, they say things, and I don't know comments, so I can't answer many of the questions. But I'd like to know, what are we doing to reach down to these people, to be able to answer the questions that they're asking, so that we'll be able to be successful. What are we doing to unite the different parties so that all this splinter will not divide the anti-incumbent population? Thank you.
Well, first thing is, we need to educate people coming soon and ask you a question. You can answer the question as well. But anyway, thank you. Yeah, look, as I mentioned, there are multiple ways we're trying to reach all of our people. One I mentioned, we are identifying influencers who are supporting us, and they will bring people with them. We are actively training mobilizers across all 70 districts in the country to go out and carry the message. And we are equipping them with the answers to the questions. We have looked at all 73 districts in Liberia, and we have done some segmentation. There are some districts that we're not going to spend a lot of time and resources because we're not going to win them. The example I like to use is, if you think about District 1 in Nimafea, where George Walker is from, he will win for it. So we'll compete there, but we're not going to spend too much time and resources there. But District 5, Sally, near the border with Bond, we're gonna put time and resources because we think we have a good chance of winning votes there. So we are doing that kind of work. We are actively mobilizing, identifying people. We identify representative candidates who have a good chance of winning, and they can carry the message, because if they can win the district, that means they can influence people to come and support us as well. We are working on our communication strategy to make it more broad-based and make it more simple, so we can get the answers to people at the lower level. So we're doing a myriad of things to make the connection, primarily focus on youth, because the population is young, to your point, and on women, because women tend to be more loyal. When they commit, they typically stick with you, unlike men who, not as straightforward. So those are some of the things we're doing to connect. We are open to, well, first of all, I do not accept the premise that unless the parties come together, you can't be judged with. I don't accept that as a premise. But clearly it helps to build coalitions. No question about it, it will make it easier. And so we're in collaboration with limited parties. We are in discussion with other smaller parties that I believe will come and join us. So our hands are open, we're reaching out to others. John, I'll remind you that we started a collaboration, but the Unity Party chose to leave. So I think it's unlikely they will come back, right? But you never say never, right? But they choose to leave, and I don't think they'll come back, because I don't think they want to compete with us within a collaboration. But our arms and hands are open to anybody who wants to come and join this effort to change and transform the country, including other political institutions.
Thank you, Mr. Cummings. One more question, but before that, this is the last question. There's a song in Minnesota with a red cup, right? So you know what's in the red cup. I can't say it openly, but if you go outside, the man, no, something in the red cup. This is a fundraiser, and they're selling that red cup at the door out there. 2 for $5, the tickets are out there. So I beg you, you know what's in the red cup, right? Water. This is a campus, university campus, so we can't say the word, all right? I only list.
Thank you. My name is Moses Kakula, the first coordinator in the DMV area for the global. My question to Mr. Cummings is, as a leader, so many people come around you asking, trying to advise you about different situations. How do you handle and manage advice? Because if you don't, you will go astray. There's somebody who mislead you. So I actually want to know how you handle advice.
Thanks. Thanks, Moses. And Moses has been a long-term supporter, by the way. And I want to acknowledge him and thank you. So, yes. So yeah, look, I actually seek out advice, because as a leader, when you start believing you know everything, that's the beginning of the end of you as a leader. I also like to seek out contrary point of views. You don't want a chorus. It doesn't help you, right? You want people who will give you a different point of view, and you have to create the environment that people are comfortable disagreeing with you, giving you advice that you may not want to hear. So you have to be deliberate. In our meetings, I almost always speak last, because as a leader, when you speak too soon, you shut down other people. Not many people have the confidence to speak after you and disagree. So you want to listen and hear all the points of views before you opine or before you make a decision. If you go early, you may as well move on to the next subject. Because 99% of the people will not speak after you say, Chief, I disagree, particularly in the context of our environment. So it's about listening, and then oftentimes, particularly when the advice is unsolicited, I try to understand what the person's angle is, what the intention is, right? Because in life in general, even business, everyone knows it, but in politics particularly, people got an angle, they're kind of working on something. So, give you the advice, you gotta try to look around the corner, see what that is really about.
Yes.
And then, in the context of Liberia, people come and tell you all kind of things about the other person. So you kind of listen, you try to verify, make sure, and you don't just react because people say so. But the most important thing for me is to seek out contrary point of views. You want to know the people that will come and say, Chief, this thing doesn't make sense, or it doesn't work, or it didn't go over well. And you don't want to call it back, great job, because it cannot be true, right? It cannot be perfect, so you gotta be deliberate in creating an environment so people give you good advice. So before I sit down, I also keep reminding Liberians that the choice that we have to make in 2023, as in every election, but in this case, because there are no women so far in the ballot, the choice will be among flawed men. None of us are perfect. The choice will be between Alexander Cummings, Joe Boyka, George Weah, and there will be others. That's our choice. Jesus Christ is not on the ballot. Muhammad is not on the ballot. So when people say, oh, this person, not that, this one, all of us got butts. Everybody got that butts. And let's not look for perfection. Nobody will be perfect to take this job. What you have to decide, when I bring up desire of the choices you have, who you think is best, who you think has the least flaw, and who you think can deliver on what they say they will do. And I remind Liberians that the best predictor of future behavior, future performance, is past behavior and past performance. That's why when you go to apply for a job, they ask for a resume. That's what you did before. We have managed large, complex organizations, bigger than the Liberian government, and did it well. Best predictor of future behavior, future performance, past behavior, past performance. We did it with integrity. You don't get to where I got by being a pushover or by not delivering results consistently, because you're competing against people from everywhere around the world, smart people. And you can compete and win an environment, you can compete and win in Liberia. Anywhere you got people, you got politics. You got social animals. We're all social animals. You're dealing with emotions, you're dealing with interests, right? You're dealing with bad behavior, good behavior, all of those things. But the choice is clear amongst flawed men. And when Liberians are looking for perfection in me, you're not finding. And I tell you that. When you're not finding George Weah or anybody else. And I will argue I'm less flawed than he is. So that's the choice. Simple. That's the choice. Right? But thank you. And God bless you. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cummings, thank you. As I stated, this is a fundraiser. We said it's a meet and greet. We'll play one song. We're supposed to be out of here at midnight, so it's about 11 o'clock. We need to mingle, we need to come take pictures with Mr. and Mrs. Cummings, get to know each other. Most of you do not know me. My name is Burma Finley. I'm from the Delaware Valley chapter. Is that what you say? I can be out here now. But I like this song. In 2017, when Mr. Cummings came back after the election, and Jenkins Cooper was chairman of the board, He passed this February, I think. Yeah, but this song was played when Mr. Cummings came in. And I so love this song, and it's by none other than Jimmy Cliff, DJ.
Too many people are suffering. Too many people are sad. Too little people got everything. While too many people got nothing. We make the world with no unhappiness. We make the world. Put your conscience to the test. We make the world. North, south, east, and west. We make the world. Gotta prove that you're the best. Yeah. Too many people are suffering. Too many people are sad. Too little people got everything. While the good suffer for the bad. We make the world. Come on, you and dignity. We make the world. Wipe out strife and poverty. We make the world. Get racism from your sight. We make the world. Be you black, be you white. Yeah. Too many people are suffering. Too many people are sad. Too little people got everything. Too many people got nothing. We make the world with love and happiness. We make the world. Put your conscience to the test. We make the world. This is no jest. We make the world. Come on, sister. We make the world. Come on, brother. I know you will call him back. This is no jest. We make the world. I said, this is no jest. We make the world. I said, this is no jest. We make the world.
As long as I do, I can't wait to see you. You are the type I've been waiting for. Do you know how much I really need you? I pray for the day when I can finally kiss you. You know, say every day I pray for you. Oh, in my heart to change the permanent place for you. That's why my heart is a bit like you can. Cause I know I am very young. I sing for you, but I be like you can. Baby, now you are gonna be I am very young. Don't let me go. See, I may not give the world to you, but I'll give you what I love.
Thank you.
We were told that the pound is key. So, Mercedes key, it's a Mercedes key. Please look on your table, look under the table. Eric, please, you know what's in the red cup. Eric got the ticket for what's in the red cup. I beg you, please, it is a fundraiser.